Okay, well, we're testing out the Poker Bot software. I was looking online and I wanted to play around with my poker server that I had. I have the version 4 of Poker Mavens, and I wanted to get some things on my site playing, so I started searching around for how to fill up my site, and I found this PokerBot software, which for a hobbyist I thought was not quite the price range that I wanted to play with. So I went and I started exploring how WebSockets worked and wrote a little bot program myself. So I'm going to start it up here. As you can see right now, I'm the only one logged in. I've got some ring games set up, and I've got some sit and goes set up. I actually had the bots logged in earlier, so these tournaments have the bots already listed, and you can see they're still playing, but they're not online. They're sitting out right now because the bots aren't actually logged in. I'm the only user logged in right now. I'm going to open up this ring game here. So you can see there's nobody in that. In this other sit and go, it's only a two-person table. You can see both the bots are sitting out there. They're only in because I had been logged in earlier and was playing around with them. Okay, so right now I don't have any players in these games, and I'm the only one logged in. So I'm going to start up my bot software here. There it comes. Alright, so I have a list of bots, and I'm going to check them all. Now I've already made these bots and they're all set up, so I'm not gonna go through and make each one individually. Once they're set up, you can save them into a bot file, and then this main piece will control all of them. So I'm going to start up these bots, and you'll see I'm the only one logged in. I'll start up all these bots. There should be 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And you'll see as they start logging in, they're joining the tables and starting to play. So this table here is a ring game. And as soon as the players were at the table, the dealers started the game up, and there they go, and the rest of the bots are joining the table as they get logged in. You'll also notice as they log in, if they were playing in a game like a tournament or something, they will rejoin and start playing those games too. So you can see the players that were sitting out on these tournament games are now in and playing again. So right now, these are all no limit games. I do have them set up. I have a ring game here. This one's a limit hold'em game. And you can see a few of the bots. I only have 3 bots set to come in here. I was just testing, so I didn't fill up this table. But any given bot will sit, one user can sit at any number of tables. I've only got the logic written for Texas Hold'em right now. I'm not as familiar with the other versions of poker, so I haven't written bots to play those versions of the game. But you can see they're in and they're playing against each other. I don't know how sound the logic is because I'm not an avid poker player, but they seem to make at least rational decisions most of the time. There's a little bit of randomness programmed into them, so they won't just, you know, if they have a good hand, they won't just continue to raise. They'll do things a little bit more creatively. At least that was my hope when I programmed them. So you can see Lisa, Krusty, and Maggie, all different users, are logged into this table. I'm going to close this table. They'll continue to play. But Lisa, Maggie, and Krusty are also playing here. Well, it looks like this tournament just finished. We'll close that. And it's resetting right now. As soon as it's done resetting, that game will kick off. As you can see, all the bots have registered to play it. These two just finished, so as soon as it resets, it'll kick off another version. Oh, there it goes, with the two bots that are waiting, and they'll start playing once the table's ready. I'm not sure. It's still in the starting phase. Once this game is done, you can see those bots are waiting. Once this game is done, Homer and Mo will also join. I have the bot logic set. Oh, it looks like this table just finished. Good timing. So the bots that are registered, once they're out, oh, there Homer and Mo just joined. So it's set up so that if they're still playing in a tournament, they won't join the wait list. So if other people pop onto the server and they join that wait list, the bots will just fill in and keep going. So a player could jump in there and be in the wait list, and the bot won't bump a spot that a player could have. The only way, and you could always set it up so that you have one less bot than you do seats to go to that table. I just have mine completely full because I wanted to have a full table and watch them play. So, oh, in this game, oh, what a starting hand. This game was kicked off and they're going and playing. So right now I'm using, I'm just going to open up one of these spots that's currently running. So when you set up a bot, you can set up the username and password. This one, you can't do it right now because it's currently playing, but when it's not playing, then you can set it up. Once you connect with a bot, it'll show you what tables, the ring game tables and the tournament tables, that it can play at, or that it's detected, and then I can go in and say, oh, I want this bot to auto join in this table when I start it up, and I want it to, it's already set to auto join these. So it can play at however many tables you have on your server, which is very nice. I'm going to close this profile. When I create a new bot, I have to save it when I exit out, otherwise it won't save the file, but I can put in the username, password. For the server, I can set the host, either an IP address or a server. If the site has a password, it'll take care of that. If you use SSL, it'll handle that. And I have briefly tested it on an SSL site. My current version is only 4.5, so I'm looking for somebody with a gold version of version 5 of Poker Mavens that I could set up on a local server just for testing, because I need to test fractional chip values, which is only available in the gold feature, and I also have it set up so you can do web sessions or not web sessions. You just put in your API password. If you change the default API directory, you would put that in there, set your web port and your data port, and that's the stuff you can set up as far as the server goes. If you're not using an API, then you'd use the password here to log in. If you are using the API, then obviously that password wouldn't be necessary, but you'd still want your username, of course. If you have a bot file already created, you can load it. I've got several bot files that are already set up. These are the bots that are playing. So I was just messing around with making several bots. Once you're set up, you connect it. It'll show you the tables here, just like that other window that I opened up. You can click on a table, set up how much you want it to buy in for, and what you want it to, if you want it to auto join when you start running the software, or when you hit the connect button in the main piece of software. And then when you're done, you just save that profile and close this window. Now this one's not going to connect because, or this bot, obviously I didn't set anything up, so it's not going to be added to my tracker here. And these are basically just text files. You can go in and manually edit them once you create them. If you have a text file already created, you can add the file here, so I wouldn't have to go through the bot creation software to do it. But it's a handy little interface, and it shows you what tables are, and then you won't have to worry about, oh, did I type the table name correctly or something. Let's see. You can add a whole directory at once. If I've got all my bot files in one directory, I can just add them all at once. It makes moving the software around a little easier. Save the list. The test button is for my purposes. It won't be in the default thing. Same when you go into the bot software setup thing. There's a test code. That's just for me to test random bits of code. It doesn't actually do anything when I produce. That button won't be there. So that's my little piece of software. It's a little bit unique from what the bot software that I saw currently out there. I only found one, and that one bot will log in and play at one table, is what it looked like. They had a different, you had to buy a more expensive version of the license if you wanted it to do web sessions, I think it looked like. So I don't know why. I mean, the logic isn't any more complex, really, one way or the other. There's no reason there should be really a difference in price unless I don't understand what exactly they're using it for. And this software is basically just to fill up a site. It's not meant to be, you know, super high winning logic that is meant to win. It doesn't do any. My server, or my poker server is on a completely different machine, so it's not reading any memory. It's not, you know, it's not doing its logic based on anything other than what cards it gets and how other people or how other players at the table are playing. the bots don't know. The bots are all mutually exclusive from each other, so one bot doesn't make a decision based on another bot's cards. They're completely ignorant of each other's cards, and I'm not going to write any logic in the code to do that. It's not meant to be any sort of cheating software. It's only meant to fill up the table and give me something to play with. So if you're interested in this software and would like to help me develop it a little further, like I said, I'm looking for somebody that has Poker Mavens version 5 gold version so that I can test the fractional chip value logic and some of the advanced server features. Basically, I just want to set it up on a local server so that I don't interfere, and then I would also over time want to test this and see how it works on a remote server. So if you're interested in collaborating with me and have some of those resources, or if you know how to program, my code is written in C#, but I'm using Visual Studio, so you could, potentially be a Visual Basic or a C++ programmer and collaborate with me. The actual logic to play the game it's contained in its own DLL file. So if you're familiar with how to program for, say, the logic to play High-Low or Omaha or some of the other versions, I'm not as familiar with those games, so I didn't know how to write even, moderately good code to play those games. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at. Otherwise, I'm just rambling on and letting you watch my bots continue to play poker. So yeah, get a hold of me. If you're interested in taking a look at this project further. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. Hopefully I'll hear from somebody who can help me add to my little project here.